Hey everyone. First things first, I know it's been a little quiet around here. Don't worry though, everything's fine. Everything's okay. I've been posting updates about what's been going on over on Patreon, so if you're curious about the behind the scenes stuff, that's where you can find it. But with that said, let's jump straight into what this video is about. Over the past few months, I've been working on something a bit different. I've been taking an Unreal Engine course to really understand how the editor works and how games are actually built, and what it would take to bring New Hope into a new format. So, what you're about to see today is a test map which features various gameplay mechanics. It's an early look at what New Hope could potentially look like as a fully realized narrative video game. Before we dive into the showcase, though, I want to clarify something important. The New Hope visual novel is not going anywhere. It will absolutely continue. However, because I'll be spending time building this test demo, New Hope will be the only visual novel project I'm working on for the time being. I still want to keep bringing you updates and content, so for the foreseeable future, everything I post will be New Hope focused. With that out of the way, let's take a look at what I've been cooking up. Okay, here we are. So I have built Justin's house, the Hope residence, in Unreal Engine. Now, the assets in Unreal are a lot different than the ones in DAS, so I was very limited in what I had to work with at the minute. However, this is an example map. This isn't how everything will look in the final test demo, basically. This is just a map that I've been using to test out all the different functions and interactions and mechanics. So yeah, we can have a little look around and see what there is to do. As you can see, Justin's got a little spacesuit on at the minute. That's because he currently doesn't have a model imported into Unreal yet. However, this is something that is currently being worked on. I have hired a professional to do that task for me, because I'm not a modeler by any means. So it makes sense to have someone who knows what they're doing in that regard to get Justin looking exactly how he needs to look in this game. So let's take a little look around. As you can see, we've just received our first new task. So we can press T to get rid of that notification. If we want to check our tasks out, we can go to tab and see our task there. So it says, the Hope Residence is full of interactables that showcase the interaction system. Try them out and enjoy exploring. Don't mind if I do. Let's go. Look at that. Got a door that opens and closes. And that's about as good as it's gonna get. I'm joking. Let's take a little peek around. So we've got the living room here. Nice little lounge, very spacious. And we've got a item here, so we can have a look at that. So this is the object, kind of like pick up and spin around and have a look. So whatever kind of object we would be looking at, it would come up here as the mesh. Now this is obviously like a placeholder book, but think of this as it could be just in songbook, and we could press Q and read it, and some of his songs are in there. This, however, is a guideline book for the different shortcuts for the keypad. So as you can see, there's different debugs there, and also it tells you references for what button equates to what button on a controller. So I've actually managed to map this out to be on a controller as well, so you can play mouse and keyboard, or you can play controller, whichever you're feeling is best for how you like to play. So let's put that back down, and actually maybe we'll pick that up in case we need to check it out later. Hopefully I'm not speaking too fast. I know I can speak quite fast, so hopefully I'm being quite coherent. Let's open that. See, now that's the basement, but it's a bit dark down there, so I'm not really kind of wanting to go down there and explore because it's a bit spooky. So how about we go and check over this way instead? Oh, what's that? A flashlight. Whew. Okay, so that's added a flashlight to our inventory, so we can actually open our bag with G. See our control manual there from earlier, and our torch right there. So let's go over here and press Q to bring our torch out. And now, oh, look at that. There's nothing to be afraid of down here. It's just the empty basement. Nothing to be afraid of. Cue creepy child laughter. Let's put this away. Get back up these stairs. The animation for the stairs are not yet set, as you can see. That was a bit of a struggle bus, but we're gonna get there. Things come in stages. So we'll head up here and we'll check out some other areas. We have a bathroom here. Very long bathroom. Can head back out this way. Check out this room. And his bedroom. It's probably Justin's mum's room. Living that very minimalist life. She's such a Karen. Let's close that. And let's head on up to Justin's room. And look at this. Just a cute little attic bedroom. So there's a few, well, not a few, there's quite a lot of different interactables in here which show different variations of like what can be achieved. So let's take a look at this first. So we've got a little radio here and we can even turn it on. How cute is that? And if you listen, if I turn around like this, you might be able to hear it. The sound is actually dynamic. So if I go over here, it gets quieter and plays out on one side of the headphone. To really like get you in that immersive space. So let's turn that off so you can hear me. And let's check out this. So we can sit down at his desk and have a look at the different things. This is what he's been working on, or what I've been working on. And oh, look, there's a photo here. You can pick that up, move it around. You can see a little bit of dialogue run along the bottom as well then. So we can actually have objects up like this and then have the player character, who will be Justin, actually responding to the objects and like giving a bit of context about them. So there he said that he couldn't throw this photograph away because it reminded him of a good time he spent with Ethan. So that gives just a bit of extra context to like the different things that are around. So we can come back out of that. And these types of objects can be viewed whenever, so you don't have to be like sat down to view them either. There's just like an extra little bit of fun. Over here, what do we have? We have this cute little drawer, which if you drag and pull and push, can be opened and closed. Now this is a fun little interaction where we could like hide different objects inside that a character's searching for. So you could be looking for like, I don't know, that flashlight that was downstairs. It could have been in here all along. Let's take a look at what else is here. So we've got this. So it's just a book. You can see we've got a new journal entry there. It says strange book. So why don't we check that out? So we click the tab and we go across to the journal entries. You can see that our strange book is now here. Now, journal entries is set up so that all of the important story items that you'd find would be located here. It's like a nice index for you to look back on. A good example of that in New Hope would be, let's say, Theo's necklace. That could go in here, and also the context for that necklace could be different depending on the play state that you're in. So let's say that you've gone down the route of wanting to romance Ethan and explore his story. You're not going to get the same context of that necklace as what you'd get if you played Theo's route. So the journal entry here would be different depending on which route that you go down. So let's come out of there, and we've got another object here. So this is another variation of the interact. It picks up and it just moves around in his hand, and you can flip it around and check what's on the back. This is a placeholder, so do not worry. This isn't any spoilers for New Hope. This is just a placeholder document with Unreal. So we can get rid of that, but I believe that went into our journal entries as well, so we can check out that here if we ever feel like we need that important context again. I think that's all of the interactables in here. I will check out Justin's bathroom for you so you can see where he's been having all of his singing sessions in the shower. Just here. Just vibing. Okay, let's head back downstairs and pray that the stairs do not attack us like they did in the basement. That was pretty smooth. Okay. So I think that's everything for inside the house at the minute. So why don't we go outside and check out here? So this is lovely back garden. Imagine the Spring Creek forests just surrounding every little bit of space there. So let's take a look around here. What's over here? Oh, the camera changed. So this is a feature that is meant to bring a more cinematic vibe to the game. So in certain areas, the camera will pan to a different spot and give a different perspective from gameplay. This really gets like that immersive feel from the game, and we can change that camera angle quite a lot as well. As you can see, this door is currently locked, so we need to find some sort of key or lockpick to get it open. So shall we go find that? Must be somewhere over this way. Is it in here? Okay, we've got a lockpick, so that could work. And we've got, a door key. That could work. Maybe we should use the door key instead of the lockpick. There we go. And now we're in. Beautiful. An empty garage was waiting for us. But imagine it wasn't empty. Imagine there was some secret document in here that told us everything that we needed to know about the secret mystery that was afoot. So let's head back down. I want to show you guys the last thing. Yeah. So the very last thing, mechanic wise, is sort of like cinematics. This would be an exposition cinematic, but it's a very rudimentary version, and you could set this up in the same way for actual like live game cinematics. So here's an example of this one. The camera pans around the space and kind of gives us that atmospheric vibe. We can actually run dialogue along the bottom as well. So while the character is kind of like in this like state, we could run like inner thoughts and stuff like that. So Justin could be sat here thinking about what the fuck that just went on that day. Why is Tiffany swinging her massive tits around? Why is Jeremy blowing up at teachers? Just sometimes you gotta sit on a bench and ruminate, you know? So backing out of it, you might have noticed at the start that it said that a memory had been added to our memoir collectibles. So if I press tab and go all the way over here, these are our memoirs. So this would be a collection of photos and images, like rendered images of very specific key moments in the game. So imagine the lake scene with Justin and Eel. There would be a photo here of them two at the lake, and it'd be very stylized, very cute, very lovely, and it'd also have a little bit of information behind there as well. So we've got here our memoir for what we just saw. So a dystopian place, yet somehow so beautiful. Doesn't that just perfectly describe Spring Creek? I'm trying to think if there's anything else to show you guys at this stage. So we've got our tax, we've got our inventory, which is all the items we can pick up. We've got the journal entry, we've got memos. No, okay. So for now, I think that concludes everything that's been built, like system-wise, in the game. I hope you are enjoying what this looks like. I hope this gets you excited. I'm excited. I hope it looks good. If it doesn't look good, please tell me, and I will stop right away. I would love to know your thoughts and feelings, your opinions, any suggestions on what you'd like to see, maybe some features that we could try and develop. The idea of this is to get a test demo available for you all to play, which would feature hopefully 3 different levels. Justin's house being one level. Whether it looks like this or not is it remains to be seen, because this is just placeholder at the minute. But that would it would be Justin's house, which would feature all of like the different interactables and give like some context for the story in the game. Then we'd move over to Ethan's house, which would be more dialogue focused and NPC and conversational. So there'd be a bit of exploration there, but it'd be more focused on the story itself and choices with the characters as well. And then the final level, which would is very 50-50 yet as to whether it would be implemented in the test demo or not, is some sort of action content. So obviously we've got Justin endlessly fighting the Wild Hunt in New Hope. And I think it'd be kind of cute if we could implement some sort of action into this as well. Now, I'm not thinking it would be like heavy action. I'm not like, this isn't going to be some sort of like Assassin's Creed game. It's going to be very like rudimentary and more just to give the player some kind of like sense of accomplishment, control, rather than it just being solely narrative. But if that's something that you're not interested in, you'd rather it just be literally story based and focused and explorative, then let me know, because I don't have to explore that route either. I think that's everything. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative. I hope this gets you excited. I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your feelings. Leave your comments down below, or in my DMs, or on Discord, or on Patreon. Just leave a comment somewhere. Let me know what you're feeling. Thank you so much for your continued support, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.